up, viewers? Patrick from Bible Verse back with the narrative in this episode number 2 of New Year Week on Bible Verse of the Day. And today's verse comes out of Romans 8, verse 18, and it reads, I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. And that's what that verse means, and let's get right into it. So we're going to be starting in Matthew 13, and in Matthew 13, verses 24 through 43, and let's get right into it. So in Matthew 13, starting in verse 24, this is the parable of the sower. We start in verse 24. This is the parable of the weeds, and here it is. Jesus told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while everyone was sleeping, his enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and went away. When the wheat sprouted and formed heads, then the weeds also appeared. The owner's servants came to him and said, Sir, didn't you sow good seed in your field? Where then did the weeds come from? An enemy did this, he replied. The servants asked him, Do you want us to go and pull them up? No, he answered, because while you are pulling the weeds, you may uproot the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. At that time I will tell the harvesters, first collect the weeds and tie them in bundles to be burned. Then gather the wheat and bring it into my barn. All right. Let's continue there. And oh wait, did we continue? Oh, okay. There we go. All right. We're going to read now. Hold on a sec. Yeah, we reread that. Now we're going to read verse 36 through 43. This is what it means. This is what the meaning of the parable is. Here's what it says. Then he left the crowd and went into the house. His disciples came to him and said, Explain to us the parable of the weeds in the field. He answered, The one who sowed the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, and the good seed stands for the people of the kingdom. The weeds are the people of the evil one, and the enemy who sows them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the age, and the harvesters are angels. As the weeds are pulled up and burnt in the fire, so will be at the end of the age. The Son of Man will send out his angels, and they will weed out of his kingdom everything that causes sin and all who do evil. They will throw them into the blazing furnace where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Whoever has ears, let him hear. That's all for the verse portion. Now we're going to get to yesterday's sermon. And Rob he actually told about his experience of communion. Romans 8, verse 31 and 32. And here's what it says. It says, What then shall we say in response to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? He who did not spare his own son, but gave him up for us all, how will he not also, along with him, graciously give us all things? All right. In John 2:11, here it is. And this wasn't actually in the sermon. It was a verse that somebody mentioned before the sermon. All right, John 2:11, and here's what it says, and it reads, What Jesus did here in Cana of Galilee was the first of the signs through which he revealed his glory, and his disciples believed in him. All right, now Job 42:5, and it says in Job 42, verse 5, and here is what it says, and it reads, My ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you. And that is all for the verse portion. Some notes from that are, so Rob used an example last night with regards to, praying to God. Well, the examples was that is trying to figure out how you're going to ask your dad to get into his wallet and give you some money. And finally, the truth is in the cup. And the verse to leave you with today, here it is. One second here. It says in Philippians 4:6, it says, Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your request to God. And that's going to do for the video. Thanks for watching. Until next time we meet again, viewers, in every way, God's way is always the best way.